Carpet caster. Buddy of mine said he had a problem with beavers on his pond. They dammed up the pond, causing it to back up and flood in areas where he didn't want any flooding. So he went out and sat for a few hours watching the beavers. Finally decided to take a shot at a couple of them. And as you'll see right here, the shot looks pretty good. But when beavers are out in the middle of the water, they often sink. And so we won't know the results until a day or two when they float up. So in the meantime, Carpe Sus. Finished up there, headed over to Montague County, outside of St. Joe. Spotted this boar, made an approach. By this time in the evening, there's a light rain going on. The wind is in my favor. It's blowing towards me from the hog, so it's not smelling me. I doubt he can hear me, as I'm still probably 200 yards away or so. I don't see any other hogs around. I'm a little bit far off, so I make one more jump. I'm watching them toss dirt in the air. Take a couple cleansing breaths. And set up the shot. It's a good shot. Now watch what happens right here. Wham! Through the dirt. The final shot drops him. Total elapsed time for the stalk is about 14 minutes. He turned out to be a good looking, good sized boar. He had a decent set of cutters on him, at least on one side. The other side was broken off, maybe when he did that face plant through the dirt. When I went to take a look at the wounds, I opened up the left side first and found this wound right here, which is actually the second shot, and there's the place where it entered the skin. As I peeled back the shoulder blade, that round would have passed beneath the back strap, so when I lifted that up, here's the damage caused by that round as it went through the ribs to the other side. Now the first bullet came through just forward of there, as you can see in that circle, and it was actually stopped beneath the shield, between the shield and the scapula on the left side. Now that first bullet entered here behind the right front leg, traveling across the body. When I peeled back the skin, I noticed below the right scapula in the neck region was bullet number 2 that had traveled across the body. Peeling back the scapula, we see the damage done by bullet 1 as it entered the thoracic cavity, and also bullet 2 as it was exiting the thoracic cavity going into the neck. So bullet 1 actually entered on the right hand side beneath the scapula, entered the rib cage, breaking a rib, going through the circulatory system. I don't know if it clipped the heart or not, but it hit a major blood vessel anyway. Crossing through, breaking more ribs, and going through the scapula on the left side where it stopped underneath the shield. Bullet number 2 went through the left side shield, left scapula, then through the ribs, right by the vertebral column on the left side, passing underneath the vertebral column, through the ribs on the right side, traveling forward, missing the scapula, and being stopped under the skin at the neck. The lack of bleeding around the path of this bullet near where it ended indicates to me that the heart had stopped pumping by the time it made its transect. Here are the 2 recovered bullets. Bullet number 2 did not open up quite as much as bullet number 1, I think because it hit a lot more bone, leaving the indentation that you see right here. One last observation on these bullets: while they usually open up with 3 primary petals, they will sometimes open up with 1, 2, or even 3 ancillary petals as well. And finally, Carpe Canis. I just finished up with the hog, was doing a 360-degree scan when I spotted this coyote off to the northeast. Started doing some lip squeaking to bring it in, and he responded. By this time conditions had deteriorated quite a bit, and so the video isn't as good as I would like, but over the next 3 minutes or so he made his approach, responding to my calls, coming in closer and closer. And now back to normal speed. The coyote's coming in, he's interested, and then he gets really excited by the calls, but he's got ADD. Something gets his attention and he stops and starts smelling the ground, and that's when I take my shot. He was a good sized male, but there was something not quite right with him. He had the entry wound here, but he had another wound on his neck that seemed odd to me. Flipping him over, there's the exit wound on the other shoulder, but he also had the sore here and some sort of sores behind his ear that when I peeled back the ear to take a look, looked horrible. So I didn't do any post-mortem examination of him. Here's a slow motion view of the hog again. Notice as he's tossing the dirt into the air as I get set up for the shot. responds to the first shot, turns and starts to run. And it really impressed me as he comes around and he's starting to build up speed. Somewhere in here he's probably losing a little bit of his muscle control, and he does a face plant, and the ground just literally explodes up into the air when that happens. Right here. Pretty amazing. Now watch how much lead I have on the second shot. Almost an entire body length for it to hit at the far end of the shoulder blade. And down he goes. Carpe sus, my friends.